This is a very brief guide on how to drive a manual car. It's going to include how to move, how to change up gears and how to stop. The first thing you need to do is turn the engine on. Now there's two stages to turning the engine on. The first is your ignition. So if you turn the key, normally the first click, little lights come up on the dashboard, these little symbols. That means your ignition's on, and when your ignition's on, your electrics work. So you have electric windows, your fans work, your stereo, your lights, etc. But your engine isn't running, and you know your engine's not running because it says 0 on the tachometer there, the tach. To get the engine running, what I recommend you do is hold the clutch down, which is this left pedal here, clutch to the floor, all the way to the floor when you press it down, and then turn the key all the way, and then the engine fires into life. As you can see, the engine is now spinning. The reason I recommend holding the clutch down when you turn the engine on is not only some cars require you to do this, but if your car was in gear and you turn the engine on, the car would shoot forwards in a forward gear and backwards in reverse gear. Okay, so once your engine's started, your gas is now going to work. This is your gas pedal here, but you're not going anywhere, and that's because you're not in gear. So to put it in gear, make sure you press the clutch down. As my clutch is already down, I'll just leave it down, or if it wasn't down, I'll just press the clutch down. Then I'll move it into gear 1 by pushing the gear stick all the way to the left and forwards. Most cars are like this. When I say most cars, nearly all cars these days are like this. Some have what's known as a dog leg gearbox, but you really don't see them these days, only in older performance cars where first would actually be where second is, but left and forwards for first. And what you need to do next is take the handbrake off. Now, if this was a hill and you took the handbrake off, the car would roll. So I don't recommend practicing driving a manual car on a hill until you first of all practiced on a flat. The way I'm going to teach you here is not going to work on a hill very well. So I'll take the handbrake off. To do that, this is the handbrake. I'll lift it up. That allows me to press the button in. Now I'll hold the button in as I push it down. Now the handbrake is off. Now I need to set the gas. And what I mean by set the gas is give a little bit of gas so there's a little bit of power. So this is the right pedal. This is my gas pedal. I'm going to press that gently until the revs build up somewhere between 1 and 2,000 RPM. Some underpowered cars may need you to have as much as 2,000 RPM, but most cars are okay somewhere between 1 and 2 as I have now. Practice keeping that steady before you try setting off, because it's quite a hard pedal to keep steady as there is a delay. You move it a bit, it then increases later. You come off the gas a little bit later it goes down, so you end up sort of chasing your tail with it going up and down all the time. So press it a little bit, wait, and it will gradually build up. Normally about the thickness of a pound coin seems to do the job nicely. The next stage is to move. Simply all I need to do is lift the clutch, this left pedal that I'm currently on at the moment, up to the bite point. Now you know when you're at the bite point because the car starts to move. Once I reach the bite point, it's really important that I stay at the bite point. If I continue to lift the clutch, the car will kangaroo up the road or it may stall. Holding the clutch on the bite point will give the clutch a chance to do its job. Of course, I'm going to make sure no one's coming before I do that. I'll turn my windscreen wipers on as well, as it is raining here in sunny England. There's a car behind, so just wait for that car to go past. And another car behind, I'm waiting for that one as well. And check my right blind spot to make sure there's no one on my right. And it looks clear now, so I'm going to gradually lift the clutch until the car starts to move. So I'm slowly bringing the clutch up with my heel in the air, and when it starts to move, I'll hold it steady. And I'll put my heel down just so I can support my leg. Now I'm going to hold the clutch steady until the engine starts to go up in pitch and the revs start to rise like they are now. Now I can come fully off the clutch and I'm moving. I'm not moving very fast, I'm not trying to move fast. I'm a learner doing their first lesson, don't forget. And now I want to change up a gear. So to change up a gear, what I need to do is when the revs reach around 2,000, I'm just above 2,000 now, so that means I'm overdue a gear change. I'll come off the gas pedal, I'll press the clutch to the floor, I'll move the stick into gear 2, and then I'll gradually come up to the bite point again. So I'll do that now. I'll come off the gas pedal gently, clutch to the floor, move the gear stick to 2, I'll bring the clutch up gradually until I feel the bite point, and when I feel the bite point, I'll hold it there, add a little bit of gas, and gradually come all the way off the clutch. After holding it for about a second or so, just to make sure it's smooth. And now I'm in gear 2. And I want to go to gear 3 as the revs have already gone up to about 2,000. So I'll do the same thing again. I'll gradually come off the gas pedal, clutch all the way to the floor. I'm going to move the gear stick to 3, which is into the middle. Make sure it's properly in the middle, then forwards. That's gear 3. And then I'll bring the clutch up until I feel the bite point. I know the bite point's there because I can feel there's a connection. It starts to slow a bit. And then I'll add some gas as I gradually bring the clutch all the way up. I'm coming up to some temporary traffic lights now. So I'm not going to do the demonstration on how to stop. I'm going to go past these traffic lights and find somewhere else, and I'll be back with